Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends. My name is Paul Lucas, your friendly neighborhood Grognard, and I'm coming to you from the secret underground bunker between worlds far beneath scenic Grognard Gables, where along with my friends we play a little game that we know as Dungeons and Dragons. Now, let's check in with the friends and start this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left our friends, they were continuing to meet all sorts of interesting people in the city of Seven Rivers. While trying to find out a little bit about that mysterious house on the edge of a large hole known as the Bitch, they were told that there was a specific professor who might have some clue into who they are, what it is, and how to speak. So... After working something out with their innkeeper, Mr. Butterbeer, to draw him in with a specific whiskey that turned out to be a lot more expensive than the group expected, they found out who might actually know something about that mysterious house on the edge of the Bitch. As we start, you are still sitting at the inn. The professor has just left. Glorious is sitting next to you. Butterbeer is cleaning a glass. What do you do?
Well, do we want to go meet Professor Stripper Prudence Sparklebottom, or that's her real name? Their real name?
Not the stripper part, but we should go meet Sparklebottom.
I beg to differ. Have you ever met a Prudence Stripper Bottom, Sparkle Bottom, whatever?
No, exactly.
I have a feeling I shouldn't be talking to this one.
Perchance.
I might slip up and say a whoopsie.
We do not know her views on your church.
Everybody loves my church. Are you kidding me? Except for the Church of Abstinence. They're a bunch of wusses anyway. I'll just beat them up.
It's true, Nikita. I love his church.
No. I am just saying, perhaps she gets a lot of flack for the last name Sparklebottom. I can only imagine.
Glorious says, the troubles of having a fascinating name. I live it every day.
Exactly.
Right, fascinating.
Right. Life can be tough for someone so interesting as your professor, as it were.
Do you know Sparklebottom?
I've heard of her. She's
okay.
A pretty popular professor at the university.
All right. Okay.
How far
Popular
might
how?
this...
Well, you're meeting her at the Ratskeller, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you'll know everything you need to know when you go there.
Oh dear.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I am meeting some people at another inn across town, so...
Wait. I have a question. Before you go.
Yes.
Should I bring bacon, or will they have good food there?
I hear they have 25-cent buffalo wings there every Monday for brunch.
Oh my god.
It's
I don't know what those are, but sure.
Good will be relative once you get there. You'll see.
Got it. I'll bring some bacon just in case.
Just in case that might be wise.
Half price.
I don't know if it
light
will
beer.
make the trip, Reed. How long is this walk to the Ratskeller?
Eldred says time really isn't a matter with Reed when it comes to his bacon. I think he's got bacon in there from last Tuesday still in his pockets.
I've had bacon last quite a long time.
You eat it in the middle of the fart cloud, and I don't really approve of that. Because there's got to be particulates. There's got to
And-
be particulates.
I think
took
we
away the
just came up with our
nasty
first
taste.
T-shirt.
Eat
Says
bacon
the
in the
man
fart
who
cloud?
wants more.
I don't truck with eating bacon in the fart cloud
Well, yeah.
Because of particulates. Yeah.
because of particulates, whatever particular the particulate they are.
How big is this T-shirt going to be, or how tiny is the print? Is this going to show a wrap around?
It's going to be a spiral around the T-shirt, I think.
Yeah. It was like, what, a half hour away or something on foot?
Yeah,
Paul?
yeah.
Okay.
Gloria says the way to go is head out of the inn, make a right. That's the main street that'll take you right up to Wizard's Fall, which is a square right in front of the university. And at the square, make a right, go about 1 or 2 blocks, and you'll know it as soon as you get close.
Okay.
And he says, but in the meantime, I bid you adieu. I wish you a fun time tonight. The Ratskeller is a fun little bar to go to. You'll have a good time. He takes a little couple gold coins, tosses them on the bar, and says, Butterbeer, always a pleasure, sir. And alas, my dear friends, I bid you adieu. And he gives a nice flourish, doffs a hat with a big plume, and struts out the door and heads left.
I mean, I want to make fun of him. I really do. But he is actually genuinely a nice person.
You wish you
And
could
I'm
dress like that, don't you?
I'm restraining myself. No, not really. I do enough calling attention to myself without looking like a pompous ass. Damn it, I did it. You made me do it.
What did you do?
You're
She
welcome.
made me state that he looks like a pompous ass, despite being
But
one of
he's
the
a nice
nicest
man.
people I've met in this city. He dresses
Yeah, other than
like one
Butterbeard, it's probably
and
the
acts
nicest.
like one.
Oh, by the way, you guys keep talking. Reed, you have a little tap on your shoulder.
I slowly look up.
Okay. As shortly before this tap, you notice that Butterbeer went into the kitchen. You turn around and it's that young barmaid, and she looks at you and goes, and walks over to a table.
Okay, who's directly next to me?
Looks like Nikita and Eldred.
All right.
So,
So I kind of tap Nikita. I'll be right back, and just so somebody knows I'm going,
okay.
and I will.
If you do,
We're not blind drunk
I
yet.
hop off the stool and I'll follow her over.
Okay. She takes you over to the
I
corner
make sure my hat is covering my gem.
Okay.
Both
She's
of them?
over. Both hats?
No, I'm only wearing the black one right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna save the green one for the bar. The party bar
okay.
gets my green
I'll keep
hat.
an eye on the green. I will watch the green one this time, so no other pompous asses come get them.
Please
Thank
don't
you.
refer to him as that. He's a nice person. He really is.
No other
Just
glorious
something about
man.
him bothers me, and I don't understand why.
Okay, Reed, you go over there, and the young lady leans into you and says, Master Reed, I just thought this might be something you might want to know. You seem like a really nice young man, and I didn't want
The rest of us don't.
the innkeeper to know, you know.
Yeah.
Yesterday while you were gone, or was it? No, it was last week, as a matter of fact. I don't remember what day. Every day is running into each other. You know when I spoke to you and you were climbing under the table over there? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple, like a day or so after you did that, I think it was only one day. I'm not 100% sure. We were having somewhat busy lunch a little bit, and there was a group of people sitting at that table. And this group of 3 people in these cloaks, I didn't really get a look at them. 2 of them were tall humans like your friend who drinks a lot over there. And one of them was rather short like yourself. And they sat at the table right next to the booth where these people were having lunch. And they basically chased them out of the booth. Mr. Butterbeer had gone into the back to take a delivery. He'd be really upset if he knew about this, but I didn't want to get him all worked up. Anyway, they left. They paid their tab and everything, but they left. And those 3 people started kind of pulling the table out and the chairs and like looking all around. And they seemed really pissed off and upset. And eventually just kind of left. And that just seemed like something that you might want to know because you kind of did. You didn't get all pissed off and leave, but you were looking around that table too. And I just thought I'd let you know. I just thought you might want to know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Was the shorter one a dwarf?
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I was a little. I mean, I thought my table was going to, they're not regulars or anything, but so I was worried that they might not come back.
Okay.
But the one was about as short as you, or about your height. And
okay.
But they all
Most
had
dwarves
these
are taller
big.
than me, so
That's understandable.
yeah.
So they were doing something similar to you. I thought you might want to know, but please don't tell Mr. Butterbeer. He'll be really upset about that. But I don't know. Something just told me you might want to know. So I'm sorry to have interrupted your drinks.
I wasn't doing anything crazy. I wasn't doing anything crazy at the table. I just saw something, and I thought I was going to find something under there, but I don't know. I didn't.
Okay. Oh, I didn't think you were doing anything weird. I just thought, you were doing something similar. I mean, we've seen people do weird things here, and let me tell you. But, well, actually, I won't tell you. That's not very nice to share with people. But, I just thought you might want to know. So, but I'm sorry I interrupted your drink. And,
no, that's okay. Thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. Bye now.
And she goes back to doing what she was doing, wiping down tables and such. And Butterbeer then comes back out and says, anybody need another drink or anything?
I think we're going to the party bar.
The party bar.
The rat killer.
Oh, the Ratskeller. Okay.
Can you give us more information? People just keep being vague about we'll enjoy it.
I'm almost certain it's a strip club.
He he looks at you and says, they probably have the right idea.
They do or I do.
So did any of you want another drink?
Why am I
Before
being
you go?
ignored?
Oh, I am not
I'm good,
ignoring
thank
you,
you.
sir. I am not ignoring you, Father. I just,
Feel like
Oh,
I'm
he's
being
not your
ignored.
dad.
That's not however that works.
I don't want to.
Ruin the surprise.
I just want you to have a nice evening.
All right.
I'm gonna wear my
let's
green
go.
hat.
All right.
So
You know
Okay,
what
here you
wearing
go.
the green hat in those places means, right?
thank you.
What?
No. What does
Neither
it
do I,
mean?
But we're going to find out. But I preloaded in Paul's head now that might be a thing.
Eldred just looks at you and shakes his head and goes, and you told me I was being, what was the word? Exactly.
Sarcastic.
But if the green hat becomes a thing, that's what I call meta magic.
There you go. See, Reed, he is a sorcerer and a wizard.
Yeah. Oh, what is there? Is there a difference?
Son of
Oh,
a-
yeah. Eldred says, oh, yes, very much so.
Oh.
To the Skeller.
To the
The
Skeller?
Skeller.
Okay. You walk out of the bar
Are we
and
are we wearing like arms and armor or no?
you tell me.
No,
No?
we're not legally allowed to wear it.
Yeah, I didn't think we were. I was just making sure.
Jazir,
Kel,
I think you're
we
muted,
can't hear
brother.
Why?
Or you've
Why is
been
it
very
like this?
quiet.
Why is it doing this thing where I talk into the microphone and
You're
then it
good
tells
now.
me that it cannot hear me? This is no good. I do not appreciate this happening. All right.
You're on the wrong channel
yeah.
there, Jazir.
Oh,
Wrong filter.
oh, hey.
There we go.
Oh no, Kellen is
Smooth.
always right. I am always packing heat, but it is beneath my coat.
Yeah, peace bond, Warhammer, shield on the back, but armor tucked in his backpack.
I thought you were going to say your back pocket. Armor tucked in my back
Pocket of holding.
Back pocket.
There you go.
Yep,
back
pocket
pocket
holding.
of holding. There you go. Okay, so
To me
you
by God.
you go out the door of the Stone's Throw. What do?
Take that, right?
He said to turn right.
Okay. You start heading up, and you're going. It's a bit of a hike. You know. They told Glorious, I think, or someone mentioned that it was about 20 minutes or a half hour. The area you're in is bustling. It's kind of a main thoroughfare, but you definitely, after about 10-15 minutes, get the distinct impression of when you've crossed over into the university area. The buildings seem, A, they seem a lot nicer, and B, they also seem a lot more colorful. There's colorful flags, there's, some streamers going across the roadway. And, there's also mixed in some residential areas. And as you're walking, you see all sorts of buildings. You see many storied buildings. You see towers. You see storefronts. In the distance to the left, yes?
Question. Didn't someone say they know a map maker somewhere?
Yes.
Is that this district or another district?
Gaius, do you remember?
We're in the university district, right?
The
library.
The library district, yeah. The
Yes,
one
this-
section of the
this
library
was-
district.
I was told in this general area there are cartographers, map makers, whatever you want to, whatever title Paul gives them in this verse, somewhere around here.
We should
Not
probably
exactly
keep an
there,
eye
but we're-
out for them then, yes?
All right, yeah, that's not a bad idea. So, cleric senses go.
You say cleric senses go, and all of you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, dear
That's
Lord.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
So I'm curious, what do you think cleric senses go actually do?
You smell all booze within a 1 mile radius. You
Yes.
identify
Oh
its
God,
quality
the
and its relative
overwhelms.
value in gold pieces.
Yes.
Okay, so
It's
really
like
not that
casting
idea.
detect wine.
we've got 13, 16.
Wine. There's wine within a 1 mile radius of me in
I
this
see.
general direction.
I see a 13. I see a 16. What else do we
Yep.
have? Gaius
Oh,
and
do you
Reed.
need? Oh, you need me to do it. I thought it was due to what I did.
No, I need everyone to make a
Deactivated.
dexterity saving throw.
Sorry.
You activated the.
I
You activated my trap card.
activated my. Yeah. 14 with the guys.
Okay. Reed?
Did mine not show up in there?
No, it
That's
did not.
16.
16? Okay. You all
Yep.
keep your feet as a huge explosion rings out, and to your right, about down a side street, you see the top of a tower explode, and like parts of it just disintegrate in the air. And Gaius, give me a perception check.
Whoa.
and people
You
start
have
running in all
premonition?
directions, screaming, and just there's madness all around you.
A unnatural 20.
Okay,
This guy is psychic?
you
No, I've been touched by gods. Whether I want it or not.
he's speaking to his therapist as we speak. Gaius, you notice
I'm now on the
that,
doll.
and speaking of that, Gaius, at the base of the tower that just exploded, you see a small bundle, and it seems to be squirming around. It seems like it might be the size of a toddler or an infant, and like stones are raining down around, and it's at the base of that tower.
Oh crap, I had a bad dream about this once and just go sprinting toward the bundle.
Okay, and you get there, what do you do?
I follow Gaius.
Scoop it up and then run
Okay.
away from the falling tower.
Get out of the debris. Stop.
You pick it up, you look down, and there are these two large eyes that look up at you.
Oh my lord, what is this?
Okay, I see a sky filled with clouds of swirling gray smoke. I see puddles of unknown liquids. I see. Who the fuck are you?
I'm assuming I'm in mid-sprint, and I'm like, well, I'm apparently a cleric of... What are you... No, we're going to adjust... I look back up the tower. Is it coming down toward me at this moment?
No, it's standing still, like just a
Okay.
section of it blew out. And you look down, and this is a little goblet, except all the goblets you've seen are green. This one's blue.
Oh, well, hello, I'm Gaius. And you're... And he's
I'm
like,
a trumpet.
Oh. And at which point he just kind of like, and down on the ground you go. Okay.
What are you doing? Why are you putting it back down?
I don't... Well, it's sentient.
Use your
So-
magic. The
I
baby
don't-
turned blue. The baby's blue.
All right, I pick up
I
the
don't think it's a
bundle.
baby. It's not a bud. It's a person.
Okay,
I mean, it's
hello,
a little person. We have a couple of
Are
those.
you a baby or a person?
Babies are...
Babies are people.
Everybody's talking.
My name is
Yeah, we do that a
Nikita.
lot.
Who are you?
I've been called butt trumpet.
Really?
And a horse goes screaming by.
That horse
Sick
sounds very
horses.
Are
sick.
you? Beg your pardon?
The
That
horse
horse
sounded very
sounded
sick.
very sick.
Yes. There's
There's a lot of them
there
around
are
here.
problems with air quality sometimes and explosions apparently. Are you okay, butt trumpet?
We really...
Physically,
Is that what we're
yes. Mentally, not for a very long time.
I understand.
You
Were
dream?
Did you
you?
fall out of that tower?
I was going back there. My master had sent me on an errand, and by the time I got back, that's when the explosion happened.
Okay, Miss Trumpet? Who's your master?
I believe his name was Alistair.
Alistair?
Oh, I'm aware of him. Little fellow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
um,
possibly to you, not necessarily to me.
yes. Well,
Everything is relative.
sorry,
We
I
understand.
don't want to be I'm not trying to be heightist or anything, but just clarify, because I believe friends of mine met with him and described him to me, so I don't think I was actually physically there for that one. Hey, we should probably go
Should I
see if
put you
there's
back-
not dead people in the tower.
That's a good
Yachty.
idea. Do you want me to put you back down, Butt Trumpet? Are you okay to stand?
I suppose just nobody step on me, please.
We will do our best.
You got it.
Or I can put you on a shoulder. Which would you prefer? I'm not very tall either. I'm a dwarf.
Well, I mean, I would definitely be up much higher than I usually am, if you would like.
Let's
I've
do
never
that then.
experienced that
I will
before.
put you on a shoulder. That way you can look around. There, is that better?
I have not-
Is that okay?
This is very exciting. I've never been this tall before.
Excellent.
Yes,
So
go.
I'm assuming, have we all like regrouped?
Yes.
Because I didn't run over after Gaius because I'm small. And that is a very large tower.
I will come
My
back
legs
to
don't.
Kellen. I will come back to Kellen and Reed. Kellen, Reed, this is Butt Trumpet. They
Where's the butt
work
trumpet?
for the one on my shoulder.
Oh, you're
Da,
Hello?
butt trumpet. Hi.
da.
Are you?
Mhm.
Where were you?
I was just over, hiding from the explosion in the tower.
Oh, okay. What's happening? What happened?
I don't know. I was just saying that my master sent me on an errand, and by the time I got back, that's when the explosion happened.
You work? You what? You live in the tower?
Well, my master lived there, and well, I would help him a lot with various things all around, and I mean, he usually would take me with him on errands or send me with somebody, but this time he sent me on my own. He hadn't really done that before, but I didn't think that anything would happen if I left.
We should probably hurry up and see if everybody in the tower is okay or needs help.
Okay. Yes, that is what
We're going-
Gaius went to do, to see her master's name is Alistair. Are you familiar with this person?
I know an. Oh.
I don't remember that name.
Kellen, you've never heard of anyone named Alistair, and
I know Alfred. That's it.
right. And Gaius, you give me an intelligence check.
Oh, that's not the one you want me to give. Nope.
You
That
got
would have
it,
been
you got
all
it.
right, but it's just bad.
Okay. You don't know of anyone named Alistair either. The person you're thinking it might be is somebody totally. You think it might be
Different.
somebody totally different. Yeah.
I just assumed it's like, oh, I know one wizard in a tower, so I might know this guy.
Okay, so
Or
we'll come
really
walking
one.
back toward Gaius in the tower.
Okay.
I'll stay standing outside, unless just to keep Butt Trumpet safe.
Okay.
Unless Gaius needs a hand,
man.
do you two want to go in? Maybe see what you can find. Is there anything they should be aware of? Butt
Just start
Trumpet.
stuffing stuff in our pockets.
I'm assuming there's explosives.
I'm here to help. Just candelabra.
I wasn't aware of anything that could blow up so spontaneously. My master's usually very, very smart at keeping track of these things.
Okay. Well, do we want to? Oh
Maybe
man, can I walk up to the door?
investigation? Perception.
Okay. So you're walking up to the tower.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up
Guys.
to it.
Guys, I assume it sprinted up toward the tower. If you could describe,
Okay.
is it all aflame or is it just like one explosion at the top? What has happened?
Okay. There's still like little things raining down. There's burning papers. There's you see a large hole in the side near the top. And as you get up to it, it's stone. It's like a bluish gray, and you just come up to the tower, and it's like solid stone.
No doors.
Not from where you're seeing.
It's circular tower, so Gaius
Correct.
is just going to go around looking for a door.
Okay. You do a complete loop and you don't see any doors, and then all of a sudden you hear a humming.
I look up.
It,
Pray.
give me a perception check.
That's not how that works.
Oh boy.
10.
Okay.
I hope it's obvious.
The stones, it is kind of obvious because the stones of the tower seem to be kind of blurring in and out to you. And all of a sudden, from the bottom of the tower, the stones start blurring, and all the seams of the stones seem to fade away, and the stones start vibrating, and then just gradually it starts off slow but then speeds up with this blurring kind of bumpiness of the stones as it goes up, and goes up to the top, and where the huge hole is, the jagged stone and everything and burning, it just seems to rebuild the tower over itself to the very top, and it becomes solid, like almost like a solid piece of bluish stone with no seams whatsoever.
Okay. Self-repairing magic. Gotcha. That's new, I think. Well, I mean, I heal
Blood
people
trumpet?
with stone. Hey,
It normally
hey.
does this.
Well, not this specifically, but it would make sense for him to take away doors and such like that. He's smart that way.
Well,
How do you
we
get in?
Take away
Stop.
doors. We're just trying to help. How do we know if he's okay?
I don't know if we do.
Eldred says,
Eldred. Yeah.
Eldred
Hey.
says,
you fly yet, Eldred?
butt trumpet it is.
Yeah, that's the name.
You said your master sent you out alone?
Yes, he doesn't usually. I usually go with somebody or him, or I never go alone, really.
Why would
I
he do?
didn't think
That's kind of
that.
like me.
Why would he do
Gaius
that?
won't let me go anywhere alone either.
That's mostly because you always get kidnapped the moment you leave someone's sight. Or ambushed. Have anyone not noticed this? Is it just me?
I've known you for one day, and yes, I've noticed this.
Thank you. Thank you. Someone, finally.
What have you all gotten into?
Oh, we're
Well,
heroes.
east side of the town.
That was a lot of voices at the exact same time.
We're
We're good
heroes.
at that.
We're gonna like save kids in the sewers. So, and I could probably climb this tower. You think, is there an opening at the top?
You don't see one.
Not anymore.
I mean, like the top?
It kind of goes up and almost looks like a silo because it comes rounded at the top now.
Oh.
Oh wow. Is there a special word? Do you knock 4 times and turn to the how do you do this? Butt trumpet?
I don't recall there ever being some sort of specific entrance. Usually it was just as easy as going inside, but I suppose that Alistair must have just taken the door away.
Well, radical idea. We're standing in front of a tower that seems to move on
You
its own.
start hearing whistles coming from the distance and like people running, and you hear in the distance, "City guard, make way!"
Uh-oh. Well, actually, we're
What are we worried
we're
about?
all right.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
just getting used
witnesses
to
at
that.
best.
Okay, it's
Oh, sorry. It's all right. It's okay.
this is new for me. This is new.
I'm dealing with a
have-
couple new
Probably
experiences myself.
But we
Every day
probably
it's new for
shouldn't
me.
start climbing if the guard is coming. That might not
Yeah.
look so good.
Maybe
They
we
might
back
knock
up.
a hole in the wall.
Eldred says
Ah.
that sounds like an idea,
Knock a hole in the wall.
Let's back up.
and he starts
Yeah.
following you, Kellen.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, we'll
step
start.
a solid 30, 40, 50 feet away.
He goes back at Kellen. Eldred goes out to the main road and goes to the other side of it, and just kind of leans up against the wall like he was always there.
I go over by him.
Okay.
I peep that and just sort of like tuck into the nearest, alley and have a seat.
He's right at the front of it, so yeah, the three of you are hanging out there.
Should I
gonna sit
maybe
down
hide
in the
behind
alleyway.
somebody?
It's up to you, Butt Trumpet.
it's-
Whatever you want to do.
We
I
can stand
probably want to
closer.
duck down and hide.
Okay, which person do you
Okay.
want to duck down behind?
Well, I've been on Nikita's shoulders this whole time. It might make sense if I just duck behind her.
Okay. Nikita, where are you going?
I actually wasn't going to wander far. I'm very nosy. So I was going to try to stand close and see what the guards were going to do.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't have very
Gaius
many
has-
options, and I've made the most contact with you, so I'm probably going to cling to you anyway.
Okay, that works. I will keep you safe. That isn't the problem. Stay behind me.
Gaius, what are you doing?
I'm assuming there's just some like a crate or something by the alleyway. That seems appropriate. And he just sits on top of it, pulls out a wineskin,
Like right
one
by the
leg
tower?
dangling off. No, back where everybody else is.
Oh, okay. So everyone's
off
across the street, down the alley, across, not down the side street, across the main thoroughfare, hanging out by an alley. And Nikita, where exactly are you being nosy? With Butt
Well,
Trumpet
I
on your
backed
shoulder.
up a little bit from the tower, just so the guards can come in to try to do whatever. But I'm close.
Like how
enough
close?
To maybe 20
Like
feet.
suspiciously close.
No, not suspiciously close. Like 20 feet
Don't
or
be
yeah, like
suspicious.
5
Don't
feet.
be suspicious.
I'm just looking over their. I'm looking between
But
their
Trumpet's
legs.
got it right.
Yeah, no.
Okay, because so you've got the tower. There's a clear area around it. The side street seems to open up onto this square in which the tower is in. The side street goes down probably about 50 feet to the main thoroughfare that you were walking up, and everyone else is on the other side of that street. And you hear the
I'll be at the
clomping of.
entrance of the. Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you after you.
Okay, I'll be at the entrance to the side street, so not as far back as them, but the entrance to the tower square. Tower. area.
Okay. You see guards kind of coming into the square from all directions. Everyone else sees guards coming down the main thoroughfare and going up the side street. The other ones are like looking at the tower. The ones that come up right and looking at you. Now, what are you doing? Are you standing there, just standing there, or?
Yes.
Okay. A bunch come running up and they look at you and said, "You there! Hold still!"
Holding
they-
still.
They come up to you and say, "What happened? What did you have anything to do with this? We heard an explosion."
So did I. So I came in. There was stuff raining down from the top of the tower, and then it fixed itself by magic. So I just stood here because it's very odd.
Did you see
I
anyone
was hoping-
that might have caused this explosion?
No, actually, that's what's weird. I have seen nobody.
That is suspicious and weird.
That's what I was thinking. Do you know who lives in this tower?
This is the wizard Alistair. He
Does
Wizards.
this happen often with him? Does he blow himself up regularly?
the guard looks at you and says, "Seriously?"
Uh, I'm new here.
Ah, okay.
I've been here one day, and I've spent most of it yesterday in the fart cloud of death on your east side.
That explains a lot. You probably breathed in those fumes then.
Da.
Okay. Where are you? What is your name and where are you staying?
My name is Nikita, and I am staying at the, oh shit, I forgot the name of the inn. Butterbeer owns it.
Stone's Throw.
Stone's Throw.
The oh shit stone's throw. Okay. Where is that located?
That is just back down this main road, about 15 minutes or so.
Okay. You are not to leave the city for the next week in case we need to ask you further questions. In the meantime, we need to kind of check this area. So I'm going to ask you to leave, and if we need have any other further questions, which I think we probably will, especially if this is involving Alistair, we will come and find you.
Okay.
Thank you. On your way.
Bye.
On your way.
Yep. So I slowly back up, keeping butt trumpet behind me, and kind of scooch her ahead of me while I turn.
Okay.
Sorry, apologies, they. And then just
I finally
walk away
exhale.
like Doofus. I figured it was best not to mention that I saw you.
I appreciate that. I wouldn't really know what to say.
Precisely. This way, only I look like the doofus. I'm used to it. It's fine. I have practice.
Well, I don't want to be rude, but I mean, you do kind of stand out a bit.
But
Really?
the helmet.
Okay,
You're wearing the
thank you.
helmet.
I
all the
like
time.
your helmet. It's very, very big.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I like it too. So we get back to the group of everybody. I've been told not to go anywhere. Not that I was planning on it anyway. Shall we look for a...
You can't go to the bar? Are we not going to the bar now?
I cannot leave the city. But
We've been told that like 3 times since I've been here. Don't worry about it. They rarely remember where you... Did you accidentally tell them the wrong place where we stay? Or like a weird version
I
of
couldn't
it?
even remember the name at first, so it was like, oh shit, oh yeah, Stone's Throw. It was hilarious.
How about a fake
They
name?
loved
Did you
it.
remember a fake name?
Nope.
You told me your real name. All right.
Yeah. But only
we're
the
gonna
first
need
name.
we're gonna need some more road training for some people. Or at least lying 101.
Wait,
Yeah.
you have a last name, Nikita?
I do. I don't use it very often, though.
I mean, I have a last
Can
name.
I know it?
Who doesn't have a last name?
Wait, you did? Everybody just calls me Reed. I don't have a last name.
I just go
You
by
don't have
butt
a last
trumpet.
name?
Oh, thank Bacchus.
Who's Bacchus?
Bacchus
Sweet,
is his
sweet
god.
BT. Well, do you
You're gonna
read?
get a pamphlet.
Because I gotta stop. Stop short selling it.
Oh, sorry.
We'll discuss it later.
Okay.
Like when the yes, and we'll show you all.
Do we want to get out of here now?
We want to
Oh,
get
yeah,
out of
totally.
here now. Yes, they're pretty suspicious.
I would
Yeah,
very much like to
just-
be not here.
I do not blame
You
you.
should come with us to the party bar.
Would you like to come with us? We were going to do some research on the history of this city. Do you know much of the city?
I don't know very much. All I'm aware of is just that I used to come here around the university to see Alistair with my old master. And then for the last year I was with Alistair.
Do you
So I don't
remember-
know
your
much
old
about
master?
the city. Oh, my old master went by the name of Mamulian. Or, well, I just called him the bad man.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You could say that.
Is he alive? Is he alive?
Oh, I think he is. Actually, I saw him walking away from the tower just before it exploded.
That is a key piece of information.
So Mamuyan, is that with 2 M's?
Well, I think as far as the spelling goes, more than one M is present.
Yeah, I was just, just looking for a phrase of just. I'm almost certain he killed Alistair, perhaps, or tried to.
We don't know. We don't. Do you know if Mamolian didn't like Alistair?
Oh no, I know he didn't like Alistair. He would play nice whenever we'd go to visit him, but there was nothing but contempt there. Lots of competitiveness.
Interesting.
Actually, that's how Mamolian lost me in the first place. He wagered me.
Okay.
Oh, so Mamuyan likes to gamble, huh?
Oh yes,
no.
he very much liked to gamble.
It's
Is
fun
that a
time.
thing he does with people often? Does he have
Well-
a habit of trading people? As you see Kellen start to rub the area on his right thigh, which everyone knows is where his piece is.
I almost
Hey, Alexa.
misheard that.
You didn't.
Anyway, I didn't recall if he would usually do it with living things, but I didn't seem to matter much to him anyway, as far as I could tell. So, I suppose it was what he didn't mind losing at the time.
Yep, sounds like a bad dude.
I'm glad you got away from him and you weren't hurt in the explosion. Hopefully
Thank you.
we can. Hopefully
Hey, but-
we can.
Hey, Butt Trumpet, could you step up on a box or something just to give yourself a little bit more height?
Oh, let me see what I can do here.
Oh, that's perfect.
Little wobbly, sorry about that.
It's okay.
I have about 5
We're all
phone
a little
books and
wobbly
3
here.
Bibles over here.
Gaius can send you one
pamphlets.
from Bacchus.
Yes. Well, we mostly do
Bacchus has a
pamphlets. There's
phone
not a
book?
lot of reading. Yes.
Bacchus has a phone book.
Yes. Also, he invented phones, apparently, now.
I was about to ask what a phone was.
So was I. It's one of the great secrets and mysteries of Bacchus and the clerics of the Revel were, in fact, advanced scientists from the future. No, none of this is true. Anyway. Hey, aren't we going to a bar? Let's go to that
Yes.
bar.
Yes.
Do we want to try? BT, do you remember if there is a map maker or cartographer nearby? What?
I mean, granted, you might know, but
Ah,
I don't believe I've ever been introduced to any personally.
that's okay. Just curious. Well, you are more than
Well,
welcome to
that-
join us. What? How about it?
but I was just saying, we'll ask a guard or something. They're usually good with directions
Yeah.
and knowing places.
Nah. Before we get too blind drunk at the Ratskeller.
Whoa.
You gotta control your passions there, Nikita. You gotta pace yourself. You can't burn out
Yes,
early.
me.
Yeah, you compared to who?
Nah. Nah.
I've never been drunk before.
Oh, poor BT. We'll work on that.
Gaius is a wine wizard. He can give you good
Yes.
stuff.
Oh wait, hold on. BT. What's your age range for? I've never actually met a goblet. I
Goblet.
don't. Goblet. Well, you said that to us, Paul, but I don't. I don't think Gaius knows.
Well,
So,
Gaius has seen a couple goblets walking around different parts of Seven Rivers. Not a lot of them.
Oh, have I now? Okay.
Yeah, which
So,
is why
all
you
right,
know
I'm
that
trying
all
to-
the ones you saw were green.
I haven't. I haven't actually engaged in a conversation with the goblet before. So, are you of age?
Well, I'm
of
terribly sorry to be so
drinking?
disappointing.
Oh, that is not what he
Whoa.
was saying.
That's not what I'm saying. No, it's more of I'm trying to make sure I'm not giving liquor to a minor, which is specifically one of the rules in the pamphlet. I get smote, I think. No, you
Smeat?
get smote. Smoten?
Smited.
I
always
don't know.
said
That doesn't sound
smeat.
feel right.
Smeat works.
Yeah, you might get smeat then. Anywho, yeah, just making sure I'm not giving liquor to the under 8. I have a lot of really small people around me, and it makes me uncomfortable seeing them drunk sometimes. I won't lie.
Oh dear. I don't. To be honest, I've never been able to track my age for as long as I could remember.
Oh, that is just tragic. Okay.
How many winters?
Oh,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You don't know what a winter is, Butt Trumpet.
I didn't think I did.
Snow. How many snows?
We don't get snow here in Seven Rivers?
Snow?
I guess no.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, how many times have you seen the leaves on the trees go from green to brown?
Huh.
Have
What's-
you always been in a tower with no windows? How about that? We'll narrow it down first. Have you experienced the season yet? Paul, has she experienced? Has Butt Trumpet experienced the season?
Butt Trumpet's been in a tower pretty much nonstop in a tower in a city.
Okay, you know what? That just sounds like they need a drink anyway. So we're just gonna deal with it.
We will start small, though.
Yeah, small beers. There we go.
Eldred
Yeah.
says, "Gee, there's a shock." Looks around at all of you.
What?
Start small.
Oh, hey. Oh, tiny jokes. Feel appropriate, Eldred.
Yeah.
Now,
Can I kick him
running
in the
short on
shin?
time. Let's get to the Skeller.
Oh. Even
Can
I knew
kick
what
them
that
both in the
was.
shin?
Yeah, it was a bad joke. Welcome to the
Ah.
party, BT.
I'm
Oh,
gonna start
boy.
heading that way, just sort of like, nope,
Oh, yeah, go.
nope, not without a drink, nope. Just going towards.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on our way to the Skeller.
So you head up further up the thoroughfare. Okay.
Yes.
You go for about another 10 or so minutes, and it opens up into a square with a large statue in the center. But even before you notice the statue, what you notice is when you're approaching the square, even from a couple blocks away, you notice a large stone wall that just seems to tower over all these buildings. And it's probably a good 150 feet up. And it's this gray stone that just goes and goes and goes. And when you come into the square, there's a large entrance in the wall and a bridge of stone that goes across a ravine in front of the wall. And you see some men in royal armor from the palace out front of the gate, and this is like the first time you've seen the palace guard anywhere outside of the overlook. And behind them you see at least one person in long robes with bands around the sleeves and such, just kind of standing there. And then in the center of this large square is a statue of a number of old men in robes with long beards and long hair, with their hands like this, and what looks like might be lightning coming out of the fingers of one of them, flame coming out of the fingers of another one, and the last one just kind of looking like he's snapping his fingers. And there's a plate out in front of where there's, if you were to be facing them, you see a bronze plate at the pedestal.
I'm gonna run up to the statues. Whoa.
I would like
They
to
look
read
like
the
they
plate.
have unlimited power.
Oh gosh.
You go up and in front of these
Feel like I'm gonna
three,
Styx album.
in front of these three, at the base there's a stone pedestal, and on the brass plate it says, "On this spot, many of the circle lost their lives during the witch wars." This statue is in their honor.
Oh, this must be. Hey, we found Wizard's Fall Square! 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 As I shout across the courtyard.
Gaius is standing right behind him. No shit.
And the square, there's about 6 different entrances to it. It's a pretty big square, but there's about 6 different entrances to it.
It's
One-
a pretty big square. 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 I just wanted to be included. Continue.
Weird echo.
Echo.
It's
Why
a
not me?
courtyard! Yard.
Yeah, but why isn't it working for me?
You're a baritone.
So Gloria said
Alright,
we were
so-
supposed to go right.
Left.
Left, right, left.
I'm gonna
To
look
the-
around for Rathskeller.
Okay.
I was just gonna look.
Yeah. We
So
could
you
probably
know,
just ask somebody.
so you know, when you entered the square, the large wall was to your left, and directly across to your right, there is a road leading out of the square.
Yeah. Do you
So we
think
go that
that's
way.
university, Eldred?
That's definitely the university.
And
I
they
didn't
don't
get-
just let you walk in to talk to people?
No, I didn't even get in the gates.
Bunch of elitist snobs, I guess. No, you can walk in Temple District. Real
Does
nice. in
one
fact.
simply walk into the temple district?
Yeah. Don't even need a pass or
Running
anything.
gag.
I know.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Go into
I'm
the
gonna
Rathskeller.
ask. 'Cause
Okay.
Kellen's just gonna approach, from a good 6 feet away. Excuse me. Excuse
You see
me.
people kind of going hither and yon, but one woman does look your way,
Hi, Rathskeller.
points to the road to the right, and then
Thanks.
continues on.
Just gonna run back over. Yep, that's it. And
Okay.
keep running.
Okay.
Expecting everybody to come on.
Okay,
we
let's
run
follow
too?
Kevin. If you want, yeah, go ahead.
I imagine my little legs can certainly try, but I'm probably going to stumble a bit. But I'll try.
You are probably my height.
Butt trumpet's about 2 feet tall.
Okay, you are
Okay.
1.5 feet shorter than me.
I'm not much taller than you, BT.
By the way.
So, do you all start heading to the right, following
Yep.
Kellen?
Let's take all
Okay.
the kids to the bar.
Okay,
This is,
you
this is why I say it feels weird. Why it feels weird.
you go a block. You don't see anything that stands out. You go a second towards the second block, and you hold on here.
Uh-oh.
You start getting closer.
The hell was that?
And
Beyond.
you start hearing like a boom, 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 in the distance to like ahead and to the left.
Like drums or something else?
Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm picturing an Ewok party coming up.
And you get to the end of this. You get to the end of this
Cannibals,
block,
by the way.
and to the left, you see a building that seems to stand out like away from all the others and is about 5 stories tall, all black. And all the windows seem to be sealed. And at the base, there is a line going around it of young people. They're all dressed kind of fancy, and a lot of black is being worn. You see a lot of people wearing robes. You see a lot of the young ladies wearing pointed hats. You see they a lot of them seem to be made up.
Oh yeah. This is the witch bar.
Whoa.
I don't know. If
I haven't rocked this hard since I've met most of you.
I've never
That's a
rocked
place
this
you have a
hard.
bacchanal.
I don't even know what it means to rock hard.
Yeah, me neither.
I think we're about to
Oh,
find out.
Bacchus, just shut me up. You never had a bacchanalia before. It's delightful, let me tell you.
Bacchanalia?
It's one of the pleasures we have of working in my field. Anywho,
All right,
let's,
we're going in. We're going in. We got to go in. One
This
does not
is
ignore
like
a
a
fat
jam.
beat.
Okay,
Sounds like we
so
gotta wait in line. Good thing I brought bacon.
Bacon?
Oh.
good thing I brought all these Make-A-Wish kids to get in early.
BT, try this bacon. I hand her a couple pieces.
Butt Trumpet, you've never had anything like this.
Whoa.
It's the flesh of a dead
It's pretty
animal.
good, eh?
I love this stuff!
Uh-oh.
Now we need to get her to try coffee too.
No.
Good Bacchus,
No. Coffee bad.
You don't start with stimulants. First, you work with depressants. Then we'll work on the stimulants.
Well, we are here, so I'm sure. Anyway, is
Straighten in the
there
coat.
anyone guarding
Dustin
the
off
front
the
door for the line?
It seems to go in. People are like filing in little bit by little bit, and it's dark in there. They seem to be going through some black curtains.
Ooh.
Oh, no bouncers or anything?
Not that you're
not
seeing,
outside.
but it's just this line.
Who wants to wait?
I hand BT more bacon.
I guess we wait in line.
Okay, so
It's not going to get any shorter.
God.
No, shut up.
So
no
is
more
it
short
wrapping
comments.
around the building? I
it's
wasn't- Whoa.
it's going about 2 sides around. Yeah, about halfway around the building.
Are there any other entrances?
You'd have to walk around the building to find out.
I'll walk around the building to find out.
Okay, at
I'll
the
hold
back.
the place in line.
Okay, at the
What
back
are you
there's.
doing?
Going in the
yeah, I'm
back
gonna
door.
ask
What do you
guys.
think?
Oh, wait. I'm coming with you. You can't open those. I'm coming with you.
At,
I'm gonna find it first.
At the back there is a door, but it's like a big black iron door, and as a matter of fact, there's 2 of them, and they look kind of like service doors as opposed to they don't look like entrances per se.
Guys, cover me.
Yep. Covering.
Out come the thieves' tools.
Okay.
Okay. 1 click good, 2 clicks bad, 3 clicks yay, 4 clicks run.
And Gaius gives him a little touch on the shoulder. He's like, Bacchus has got your back. And you have guidance, so you have a D4 buff on your whatever ability checks you need for this.
It's like, oh, you really gotta. Can you do Zinfandel next time? As I'm like,
No, literally, you smell what you want to smell. I don't control that. That's your choice.
it just keeps happening, and it's always port.
Apparently, you love port, and you just got to accept that about yourself.
I'm not going to live this way. I'm not going to.
You're a port. You're a port boy now, Kellen. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, I mean, assuming I'm gonna give them a little push-pull, gentle push-pull to see, like, open, locked.
They're definitely sealed. Like,
All
not
right,
even bending a little bit. They're big, they're heavy, and there's a lock
Drop
on
bar.
each one of these.
All right.
Oh, lock.
And it's not padlock, it's like a lock.
All right. What are
Okay.
we talking, like, tumbler
Lock is
lock?
built in the door.
Like, yeah,
Double
like
lock.
one that with a large key would go in.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm good. I'm going in there.
Okay. You stick your tools in there, and you're trying to find the tumblers, and there aren't any.
This is a very weird lock. I'll try the other one.
Same thing.
Oh shit. Okay, I put the I'll put them away. That's not good. Okay.
I think this violates a fire code. Isn't that a thing
What?
they
A
have
what?
here? Fire? All right. Hypothetically, this thing sets on fire. There's a lot of people in there. You got one door you're coming out of? That just seems unsafe. Are there windows, Paul? Do
Yeah,
you
but
see
they're
windows?
all shuttered. And they're the same
This is
color
just
as the
very
rest of the
unsafe.
building.
It's very unsafe. If I were to start a fire here, it would kill hundreds. Maybe
1,000.
Of course.
Yes.
If you
I'm
were
sorry. Yeah.
to start the fire.
If I were to go into a blind rage because I couldn't get into the building and set it on fire, yes.
But we didn't
All
start
right.
the fire.
No, we did not start the fire. Something. Hard
There
cut
it
back
is.
to the people in line. How far did they move up?
You've moved up a good 10 feet at least, Nikita.
All right.
And there's still not, and Gaius and Kellen are still not back. And matter of fact, there's about 20 feet of people behind you now. And they're all young people. And like, yeah, the girls are like,
Oh god. Oh,
All right.
box.
I'm going in.
All
Glad
right.
they're
Yeah.
happy.
So.
Reed, do you have any bacon
back-
left? I'm getting the monkeys.
Oh
Sure.
gosh.
There you go.
Kellen, back to the
Succeeded,
line, I
thank you.
guess.
You're welcome.
Fine.
I probably have
fine.
enough bacon for maybe
Alright.
20 more minutes.
Gu-
Wait,
Guys
I'm-
and Kellen go back. What?
one more thing.
What's up?
This is
Mm-hmm.
the dumbest. Could you,
Yep.
you know, finger wag knock really hard on the door? Like, big knock?
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. So Gaius casts thaumaturgy on himself, and his voice booms up to 3 times as loud as it is normally. Also, so the door is locked, so he can't do that. But we'll get the tremors by the door, which I don't know if the beat of the music is overpowering that or not. And then he just slams his own hand on the back door. And see if he catches anybody's attention.
okay. Trying to think what sort of check this would be.
Dexterity, perhaps, because knocking?
Strength, because I'm.
Yeah, give me a strength check. And give it with advantage because you're doing it magically.
Oh, thank God you gave me advantage, brother. Because
Oh,
those
no!
were awful throws. Awful throws.
Okay.
They were.
You don't hear anything.
Fail.
Those sick beats are just so loud.
Ah. Crud. Alright. And I'll just start heading back.
Okay.
Yeah. Go back to the line.
Okay. You get in line. You get the stink eye from a couple of the young ladies mostly. The guys just seem oblivious, and they're like chatting up the girl, or like talking to each other, and like, yeah, I thought so too.
Gaius uses thaumaturgy. He turns his eyes pitch black and just glares back at them.
They're with
What?
us.
Ooh.
One of the girls, who seems a little older than the other ones, snaps her fingers and her eyes go black too, and then she looks at you and goes,
And then all of a sudden, the whispers start to kick in again. It's like, we could do this all night, my dear.
she looks at you
All
and she goes, "You wish, old man."
Old man, I'm in my late 20s. What are you?
19.
What makes you think I would want someone so young? Just the head.
The girl looks around at who you're hanging with.
Most
I
of these
just peek
people
over.
in their mid-30s, I think.
Actually, I'm 74, but
I'm actually 40. Sorry. Halfling years.
dwarf years.
What?
I don't know how old I am.
We're going
So
to
there.
assume at 20. We're going to go 20.
Well, I'm the halfling equivalent of like 21, 22.
That's fine. We're all good here.
As you're staying there, the line is moving. The line is moving pretty good, and after a good 15 minutes or so, you kind of make it up to the curtains at the front. And then you pass through the curtains, and it's a little dark, but it's kind of like a little room that's maybe 10 foot by 10 foot. 20 foot by 20 foot, sorry. And you see a tall, older elf with like a widow's peak and this kind of grayish salt and pepper hair that goes back and then down his back. Very kind of sunken in face, looks like not emaciated, but kind of goth chic. But his skin kind of looks like parchment, that kind of yellowy color. And he's got these almond-shaped eyes that kind of like are yellowish and a piercing green. And he's tall and thin. And he's standing behind a pedestal with a ledger in front of him, looking very uninterested with anybody. And then on the other side, you see a very large ogre.
No.
Very big, dressed in a black suit, dressed like to the nines, standing there with his arms crossed. He's got all sorts of piercings in his ears, his eyebrows. Within the sleeves, you can see all sorts of tattoos kind of peeking out, as well as up his neck. And he looks at you and goes, "Silver apiece."
Certainly.
Gaius reaches in. I'll cover the blue fellow person with me.
Oh,
I got you, BT.
because I don't think I have pockets.
That's what I assumed.
Okay, so everyone pays?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so.
They motion you in through
Can
another.
I try to talk to the ogre?
You certainly can.
Excuse me, handsome.
He looks down and says, "Yes, little lady."
I was curious. We are looking for Professor Sparklebottom. Do you happen to know where we might find her?
Ah. hold a minute. And he peeks through the curtain, and you see a motion, and a guy comes through, a dwarven guy, wearing very tight leather pants, no shirt, hair in all sorts of braids, long beard in sorts of braids, seems to be wearing some eye makeup, has all sorts of bangles around his wrists, and the ogre turns to you and says, "What's your business with the professor?"
We were asked to speak with the professor. They specialize in history, yes?
Yes.
We were recommended by this other professor, Scherngal. Scherngal. About
What
the house that disappeared.
The house? Which house?
That disappears?
A house that
Or that
disappears?
Just beside the atrocity, the big hole that spews out the fog?
Oh, the house on the bitch.
That house.
He looks down to the dwarf nods and goes through the curtain. He goes, "Just hold up a minute." And he goes around to the girls and says, "A silver piece." They all cough it up, and then they're going by it, and you know the one gives you the stink eye as she goes, Gaius, and they all go through.
Toodaloo. I'll look you up later. I like them feisty.
And as you're going, more kids are coming through. All of them paying a silver. Eventually, the dwarf comes back, looks at the ogre, and nods. The ogre looks down at you and says, "Okay, you're going to follow him. He has to go to the bar and let them know that he's going to be taking you to the professor. So go through the curtains and just hold up for a second, okay?"
Okay.
Okay.
Spasiba, thank you, my friend.
Opens up the curtain and says, "Enjoy."
Yeah.
We were just set up like porkies, weren't we?
As you go through the curtain, the music gets really, really loud. And you see that you're on like a balcony. And it's a square balcony that goes around. The entrance is all walled off that you came in, but you enter through the curtains and you're on a balcony. To your right, that whole wall, the length of the wall is a bar. And it's a bunch of bartenders there. It is packed in here. It is really, really tight. Right around the entrance is kept kind of clear by a few more of these shirtless guys. You see elves, you see dwarves, you see a couple halflings. You don't see a lot of humans. And they all are wearing these tight leather pants, no shirt, hair in different kind of funk. You see a mohawk here and there. You see a couple totally shaved. A lot of eye makeup on these guys, piercings and bangles, all sorts of stuff. The bar is hopping. You see a lot of them behind the bar. You see a couple women. They're not shirtless or anything, but they are dressed kind of like with silky black shirts that are kind of loose and everything, and they're just everyone's kind of moving to the beat as they're making drinks and everything. But what's weird is you see basically three types of drinks. You see these little tiny glasses that look like they're filled with beer from the way they're poured. You see little tiny glasses that seem to be poured with wine, and then you see these clear glasses that are poured with this clear concoction, and then the bartender puts it down below the bar, and when you see him mumble and say a few things, comes up, and the bottom of the glass coming up through the clear liquid is a light. And you notice that with the girls, that seems to be very popular. And
somebody's getting paid for prestidigitation.
Cheryl, Nikita.
Can I ask one of the Reed or Kellen? I'm getting paranoid again. I think it's all the drumming. Can one of you check for trap doors or something? I just had this really weird porky sensation.
It's so crowded in here. I think
Elder
I just wanna get up
goes-
high.
Porky? Is that the bacon?
Bacon?
Similar,
bacon.
da. Gaius knows what I mean.
Hey, Gaius isn't paying it. He's like in the background, just like, yes.
Okay, so
Great, we're screwed. I'm curious if there's trapdoors.
okay, as you're standing there, so
It's a club.
the door is right, the curtain's right behind you. The bar is on the wall straight ahead, the length of that part of the balcony. And as you look to your left, it opens up, and you can actually go to the edge and look out onto the club if you want.
I can't believe I've been here for a week and I didn't know about this place. Gaius looks up in the air, he's like, I am very disappointed.
Look over? BT, would you like me to lift you up and look over?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't hear you were talking to me. Yes.
That's okay.
Yes, I'd love to see everything else.
Certainly. So I gently lift BT up.
Okay. Butt trumpet, as Nikita lifts you up, you look out over this balcony edge, and you notice that there are 3 more balconies going up, and it looks like 2 more balconies going down, and then a base floor. It's balconies on 3 sides. The back wall is all sorts of mirrors and colored glass. The sky, like covering up the top balcony and part of the second from the top, is this cloud of fog. And there are moving lights within it, moving all around. Some of them seem to be shining down to the floor level and going in all sorts of different directions. And then the floor is just wall-to-wall people. It's a crush. And they're all dancing. But the thing that's really catching your attention is on the front, there's a stage down at floor level. And there's all sorts of musicians. There's about 3 different people playing these big drums. Some people playing hand drums. There's people on lutes. There's someone on a harp. There's a couple people blowing into things that look like they're made from bone. They're all dressed very primitively. And as the beat gets going at times, every now and then, these young ladies dress similarly, and they have like black, like oily looking paint kind of on slashes on their face and everything. With the beat, they'll come forward to the edge and go out like this, and this huge fan of flame comes from their hands over the crowd. And then with the beat, they'll back up. And then like a little bit later, they'll come out and they'll do it again.
Whoa!
Oh shit, we're at a Leaf
That is
concert.
some high production value right there.
So at that point, the dwarf comes back and says, okay, like, you can follow me and we'll take you to, like, the professor. So just this way. Watch, it gets a little dark and...
Thank you.
Oh, no problem, man. And goes down to the end and goes through a door. And as you go through the door, the sound gets muffled a great deal. And you can finally, like, hear each other and hear yourself talking. It takes you up about 6 flights of stairs that switch back. And then takes you out onto another balcony. And the music starts up again, and just as loud. Now, the thing about this balcony is there's bars on either side and everything, but there's no one on this floor until you come out and you go down and you see a table that goes up about 5 feet high, and you see a woman sitting behind it. And then just past her at the edge of the balcony, you see a row of young people in robes, and they're all like cast in, like you see some of them are focused up on the cloud and around there, and you see some are focused down on the floor. And they, Gaius, you recognize some of these things are spell movements and you know, different things. So they all seem to be doing some form of casting. of different types and keeping things going. And what's kind of cool is they're kind of all doing it to the beat.
Oh, this is fun.
The table is 5 feet high.
Yes, and it has a drape over it, and you see a woman sitting behind it with purple hair and like cat's eye glasses that are gem encrusted, and she seems to be wearing this really sparkly pink satin jacket. And she has papers out in front of her, and she's like going over them.
That is our professor.
I do believe.
I would hope so.
I shall go forward and introduce us.
Now who might you be, little lady?
Здравствуйте, hello. My name is Nikita. I am with this fine group of adventurers. You are Professor Sparklebottom, yes?
I am. It's so nice to meet you. Now, normally I don't take visitors or students meetings while I'm working, but you caught my attention. You mentioned you want to hear about the house. Is that true?
Yes, we actually, my two friends, the halflings, Reed and Kellen, and Gaius here, have had an interaction with the house, and now Gaius remembers nothing of it.
Well, now
Since
you
we're,
definitely
like,
caught my attention.
Since we're
So,
like totally
we're
obscured
hoping
by the
for-
table, all you see is Reed's hand.
Okay.
I'll pick them up and plop. Are the chairs tall enough that if I plop
There are no
them on the
chairs. There are no
they'll-
chairs. She's behind the table. You're on the other side, so you're looking up.
Right.
So she says,
Either-
"You've intrigued me. So let me take us to a room so we can hear ourselves think." And you see her disappear from behind the table. Gaius, you standing off. You see her almost look like she's climbing down a ladder, and she comes around and she's about 3 feet tall. Now that you have a good look at her, she's a gnome. She seems to be a gnome, and she leads you down a ways and through a door, and the music stops because it's like soundproofed. Not so much that you can't hear the horses, though.
Poor bastards.
That's so sick.
Anyway, so there's a
The
table.
horse healthcare in this town is awful.
Seriously.
You got to go to the rich people district to get away from the sick horses.
So she takes you. There's a round table with a bunch of chairs, and there's a couple cabinets in here, and a desk. And she says, "Have a seat. Have a seat, children. This ought to be interesting. I'm very curious what you have to ask and what you have to say. Actually,
I gesture for Reed and Kellen and Gaius, and I'm fine standing. Butt trumpet, I can pick you up, or if you wish to sit, please, I can get you on a chair.
At this point, I climb up Nikita's leg and plop into her lap like a ventriloquist dummy.
oh, very good. Well, aren't you a little sweetheart? She says to you, butt trumpet.
Oh, why, thank you. No one's ever said that to me before.
Oh, well, we'll have to change that, won't we?
I whisper to BT, if you don't like it, I can beat her up. Just let me know.
Oh, you don't have to beat anybody up. I like getting compliments. I was about to kick one of my little feet.
You just let me know if somebody says something you don't like. That's what I'm here for.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so the professor looks at it and says, would you care for some refreshment?
Yes, please.
God, ask. What have you got, if you don't mind?
I've got some wine, and I've got some... you don't want the beer. And I've got some spirits. I do have some whiskey. So wine or whiskey seems to be the choice that I can offer you from right up here, or else I can have one of the young men go down and get something from the bar for you.
Whiskey.
No
is good
need for
me.
that.
Spasiba.
Okay.
Yes, I'll have both of those things.
Oh, she looks at you and
Not mixed
says,
together. That'd be weird.
No. I like you already. You're okay. How about the rest of you?
Well, the only word relating to alcohol that I've heard so far is wine that I recognize from moments ago from the first conversation. So I'll say, I'll try wine.
Very good.
We should
Excellent.
probably water her down just a touch till we see how it
Well,
reacts
she
with
can
her.
sip it. She can sip
Yeah,
it.
well,
It will be
BT.
okay.
I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not trying to force my religion down anybody's throat. I guess we kind of do, if you think about it. 'Cause
That
it's all about
is the
wine.
literal thing
wanna
that's
hold
happening
it.
when someone drinks wine. I don't.
It's, phrasing.
That's-
We gotta
that's
work
pres-
on phrasing.
We
Anywho,
we
I'm just
Speaking French now?
we the people. No, what? What are French? Wait, Paul,
to
are there
form a
French
perfect
people here?
union and provide for the common you're distracted.
Anywho, I was just saying we don't. Whatever. I'm just trying to be better.
And I just
I'm just saying
okay.
BT has not drank before. That's all. So I don't want to get her trashed on her first glass of wine and have a bad reaction to it.
I've been called trash.
No.
Does that
Whoa!
count?
We won't
hey,
do that.
Hey, nope. That's not what
Not
I implied
anymore.
at all.
Okay.
We don't do that here.
No. I've been there
Nope.
too, though, BT. You should see where
He's
Gaius
been in
found me.
worse places than trash. Oh my Bacchus, he was horrible.
Oh.
Even just recently, we
Yeah.
were in the sewers. That was terrible.
Oh.
At this
Yeah.
point, the beret is
no,
coming
no,
off.
no.
And the professor says, I tend to agree with you, little one. That sounds rather unpleasant. And she starts putting out glasses in front of all of you. A couple of you, she's putting two in front of you, and she pours the wine. And for the whoever wanted wine, Reed, what did you want?
Wine.
Wine. And Kellen.
Of course.
Oh, why? Yes.
Okay. And
Which voice Gaius does his magic fingers over the wine, and it's a slightly better wine now.
well, actually, no.
Oh, is this a really high grade wine?
This is a decent grade wine. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
At
I
least
can only
not.
upgrade.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And the
This is
whiskey,
what I'm talking
the
about,
whiskey
folks.
is nice as well. It's not as nice as some of the ones you've had before, but it's certainly not rock gut. It's a decent, mid grade
Difficult to
kind
beat
of
dwarf
spirit.
whiskey.
Yeah.
Eldred says,
Oh, just a hint.
I've been to at the palace. I have to admit, I don't know. I think this city probably puts up some stuff that would give your dwarf whiskey a run for its money.
I've
Probably
drank
the
with the
rich and
Baron. I've drank with the Baron. He has stuff that'll literally melt your brain and stomach, and then there's a mess everywhere. And now that I think about it, it's a real waste of liquor when
Nah.
he gave it to me.
Okay, the contents of your stomach aside, you were talking about the house.
Yeah. I'll take the. So the beret is coming off for the first time. I don't think anyone's ever actually seen Kellen's hair. He has shoulder length locks, a few of them with a brass ring wrapped around them. He just sort of shakes out the locks, whips them back. Okay. And I tell her. I explain everything from the eruption to hiding out in the house to getting
Hiding out in what
blasted
house?
by the... Oh, there's a sort of a lean-to, a ramshackle, really, a house somebody abandoned right on the edge.
Oh, so
got a big circular window.
so not the house.
Oh,
No.
no, not the Stradivardius place, but
So
we
you
saw
know
it.
you know a little bit.
We've heard the name and that they got up to some strange rituals, maybe. Uh,
Well, you could say
we're
that.
we're hoping to find out a bit of what's going on because we don't know if the children went missing in that house or if the creatures that attacked us are responding to something that those folks did. We just want to.
So I know there are children, little children that have gone missing, but what are these creatures of which you speak?
And I sort of look around and I explain the mist creatures and like pull like unbutton a few buttons to point out the like singe marks.
Okay.
Like
She
you
goes,
see, they have this.
Could you come here? Can I get a good look at that?
Uh, uh,
I won't
oh,
touch you.
oh,
I just
okay,
I noticed
okay.
something. I just
And
want to.
It's okay, Kellen.
And
She wants to see the burn pattern, I think.
I mean, let her
And
touch
I
Be
it.
will-
very
It's okay.
specific.
Huh.
Just
Don't
She
make
goes-
it weird.
She goes, "Could I touch that for a second? I'm not going to like linger. Don't worry."
just go.
Okay. She spreads out the skin a little bit and then lets it checks. It's almost like she's checking the elasticity. She's rubbing a finger over it. She goes,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
dark magic.
Ooh,
that's okay.
that's not good.
And I sort of quickly button up my shirt again, the collar.
Sorry for your discomfort, little man. I didn't mean any offense or to cause you any discomfort. It was just
No, not you. Just. So dark magic.
yes. Okay, so yeah, the that crevice has from what I understand in the last year been rather active and causing some strange things to occur. Before this last year, it would happen every 3 to 5 to 6, 7 years. It would happen like once, and it would kind of be a small eruption and last maybe a day or two. But in the last year, it's been increasing to the point where sometimes we've had more than one eruption a month. And they seem to last a little longer than the original ones. They sometimes have gone as long as a week. Sometimes they're short, but they're a quandary. So, am I to understand that you're looking for the missing children?
Yes,
Oh yes,
that's right.
That's admirable.
Yes.
That's very admirable. So, what do you want to know?
Well, a bit more about the family, when the house was built, what sort of things they got up to, as far as their status, influence on the city, dealings with the arcane or otherwise.
That's a
And
lot.
sorry, truth be told, I'm thinking of going in there, and if I'm going to die, I'd rather die not an idiot.
Huh. I don't know. I've talked to anybody who ever talked about going in there. That's matter of fact, probably the only reason I agreed to speak to you all is as long as I've been a professor, no one's ever talked to me about the house or even asked about the house before.
Well, that's the thing. We spoke to a couple of gentlemen who were dumping off some garbage in the crevice, and one of them saw it plain as day, but the other swore top to tails he hadn't seen a thing until we pointed it out, and I mean really pointed it out to him. We talked to the guards. Some of them know about it. Others, you'd think they never even knew it was a thing. And Gaius here, he saw it first. And now, nothing. Doesn't even remember it. He only knows about it because we keep reminding him.
Yeah,
Huh.
I mean, I remember them telling me about it, but apparently at some point when we were over on the east side, I don't remember anything about it now. I mean, I remember other strange happenings like green glowing eyes in the distance around the atrocity, the bitch, whatever you want to call it. I hate using that word in particular to describe it, but the giant crater
Crevice.
and crevice, yeah. So a lot of, like, for example, that dark magic attack that Kellen received, there were less than corporeal beings firing green magic attacks, and I noticed that my magic hit better than a standard sword, hammer, whatever, to affect them.
What sort of magic were you using, young man, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I have a mix. My god has blessed me with both divine, necrotic,
Spells.
fire,
What?
spell magic. I was hitting it with Toll of the Dead is one that I have a fancy
That
for.
might do a good job.
I also can conjure spiritual weapons, and then that is more of like
No, I'm familiar with the spell.
pure magic force. Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure. I know
No
clerical magic is a little different than what the wizards use.
I fully understand. I'm not, I teach history, so I'm not part of the Arcana Secretum, so I'm part of the regular, one of the schools of the regular university.
Well, you seem to have hired at least a few of the Arcana kids to.
I hired a
which, by the
shitload
way-
of the Arcana kids. They come cheap,
Oh.
and they work their asses off, especially if they're in my classes.
Oh, by the way, that show you got out there, fantastic. And I have no idea why it took a week for me to hear about the damn show in this town, because I want to come back.
Well, mostly it's the kids from the university that come here. It's, I mean, being
It's-
perfectly honest, you seem to notice the wine. You're not going to get that wine down in one of my bars.
Oh no, I had a sense that you sell them exactly how much they need to enjoy themselves down there. But I just wanted to say that.
Oh, they can have as much as they want. It's just, it's cheap. They like it, but they come in to be with each other and enjoy the music and everything. And, they come back a lot. And, I keep the drink prices low. I keep the drink quality low, and they just come back and back and back.
To be quite honest, I haven't had a good Bacchanalia in like 2 years, so it just kind of like gave
Well,
me
you know
that
what? Maybe
kind of
after
rush.
we're done here, you and I will talk.
Oh my. Okay. Yes. Indeed.
Don't worry, BT. We will leave before that starts.
Why would you miss out on a Bacchanalia? You've never had a good Bacchanalia, then. You
I
don't even know
haven't
what
had
that
any
is.
bacchanalia.
BT, we're gonna
We'll
gonna
work
have a
our
good
way
time.
up
Don't
to
worry.
it. Let us work our way up to it.
A lot has been happening
That's kinda-
today. This has just been eventful.
Yeah. Let her drink her wine, man.
Oh yeah. How do you enjoy the wine, BT?
It's, you really
Oh.
like it.
Yeah, I was thinking that because I'm not used to this, I was pretty much just gulping this as if it were water.
Because it's tasty.
No.
It's tasty.
I wouldn't recommend refilling that yet. We'll let
So,
that work
the
out.
I'll keep
professor-
the grip on her so she doesn't fall off my lap.
Okay. The professor fills up Butt Trumpet's glass, grabs another bottle, and fills up Gaius's whiskey, and says,
Oh,
okay, so let's see, what can I share with you? Well, the house has been in Seven Rivers for a long time. So long I don't even know how long. It was here a long time, even before the wars. So, matter of fact, it was the wars that were the downfall of the family there, and all that they were about. How much do you know about Seven Rivers?
It's named Seven Rivers. It's got Goblin Town and a couple other districts and a university.
And the
Basically,
giant hole that's
travel brochure level.
Okay. So you know kind of the current state of Seven Rivers on a very thin basis. I see.
Yeah, I mean we've gotten weirdly specific things depth wise. I mean, the one thing that nobody can answer is how the crater form. Like it happened during the Witch Wars. We got that, but there's no more information than that.
Well,
But it's certainly
it happened
is
during
still
the
happening.
gloaming. It happened during the gloaming. There
that's
was
a new term.
The gloaming is the name for the period between 800 years ago and 1,000 years ago, which encompasses the second half of the Witch Wars. Now,
Long War.
the thing is that the gloaming probably only lasted about 10 years, but the effects of it make people question how long it happened. The catalyst that caused the end of the wars was a huge battle, and before its conclusion, a huge retaliation. Near the end of the wars, the witches had occupied a good portion of the eastern districts of Seven Rivers. Now, before that, the eastern districts were actually the nicest section of all of Seven Rivers. All the wealthy families lived in the eastern districts. It was just mansion upon mansion. For instance, the section that they call dead something. What the dead end? It's where the funerals are.
Oh yeah, I know the place you're talking about. Yes.
Death's Door. That's it. Death's Door. If you were to go deep in to the cliffs through Death's Door, you would find where the old families have their mausoleums and their crypts, and each one is trying to outdo the other. But I do not recommend it. Matter of fact, that section of Death's Door has been walled off and sealed up, and some scary, nasty stuff happens behind there. So you can't get back there anyway because it's sealed up. But if you had the opportunity, I wouldn't do it. You take your life and your soul in your hands.
Oddly specific.
And then some. But
Do the sewers don't connect to that, do they?
I'll be honest with you, I know a lot about Seven Rivers. That's one topic that I really have no knowledge of. I know what they're used for, and that's enough for me. I don't really go past that.
You really don't want to know any more than that, to be quite honest.
That's kind of what I was just saying.
Kind of had to ask. Okay, so we just don't go that far.
Yeah, that's the line for me, kind of. Yeah, I stay 90%. I stay at ground level.
Just so you know, there are monsters down there. There's monsters down there. Bad.
Yeah, I kind of would not be
There's
surprised.
monsters?
In the sewer, yeah.
Oh, BT, we're going to have to do like a weird amount of information down just giving to you at some point. Yeah. Wait, you worked for wizards, right? Anyway, no. We'll focus later. Focus now. Sparkle pants. Bottom.
Da.
Shit.
What was your name
Sparkle
again,
bottom.
young man? Looks at you guys.
Oh, sorry. I am Gaius Argus of the Cleric of Revelry.
Okay. I'm Professor Prudence Sparklebottom. So
Sparkle Bottom. Sorry. Professor Professor Scherngal.
who?
Scherngal. He's been retired for a few years now.
Scherngal.
Horace?
Horace. Scherngal.
Horse. Older, odd fellow. Seemed to like
Yeah.
his.
Yeah,
Nah,
a little bit
nah.
too much of the tipple.
Yeah, I know of him. He and I were never
just knew-
acquainted.
No. He just, when we were trying to get information about the history of the city, he knew you were experienced and well known. That was your area of expertise.
Okay, well that's
So, we
okay.
just
I've
had-
heard stories of him saying all sorts of like how he knew all sorts of people in all sorts of ways, and I just wanted to make it abundantly clear I had no dealings with the man.
No, it was more
Understood.
of we were just drinking in the same bar, and he happened to mention that you were well known, a expert in history. So,
Well, it's very nice of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Seven Rivers is actually a pretty old city. It's built atop another city that existed before the obliteration. Does your knowledge go as far back as the obliteration?
I mean, in the books I've read, I've heard the obliteration, but they haven't gone in depth. My abbey was less than focused on ancient history like that, at least.
Well, as far as is known, there doesn't seem to be any information of, with the exception of some relics and ruins that can be found that go pre-obliteration. And then it was many years before the Aria seemed to kind of come back to life. And it was during this time that Seven Rivers was built. And it seemed to be built on the ruins of this other city. So the city was in a very different kind of state back then, before the wars and after the obliteration. The eastern districts was the wealthy kind of posh districts. It was they weren't even districts back then. It was just a bunch of neighborhoods. And what's now known as the Overlook was just the palace. The palace was huge back then. It included the entire peninsula up there, and it was thought to be quite a stronghold, and it was quite magnificent from what I hear. So what they call the palace now is just a shadow of what of its former self. And don't even get me started on the current Baron. But so the Stradivernius family goes way back. I can't even tell you how far back. But the family was wealthy, but their place in society was not. By many accounts, they were considered outsiders by most of polite society back then. And from what I've read, to put it in modern terms, most people consider them a little, well, strange, actually, or a little odd, actually, you might say. Because, as you've said, many bizarre things used to happen at the estate. things, everything from seances to sex magic to secret ceremonies. And those are just kind of skimming the surface from what I hear. Some of the stuff gets even stranger. Now, the matriarch of the Stradivernius family was one Arabella Stradivernius. She was kind of the reason why everyone looked at this family as kind of strange and odd and weird and whatever you want to call it. There was rumor that she was the head of a secret society that was kind of, well, the house, the mansion was kind of where the focus of it.
Secret Society? Was that did I have a name, perchance?
Oh, it certainly did. That was the Statera in Omnibus.
You possibly spell that? That one is...
Statera is Statera.
Da?
In Omnibus is Inomnibus.
Inomnibus.
And within these circles, the estate had a name. I can't verify it, but it's been rumored to be called the House of Balance, which is kind of ironic considering how it sits now. But it had this name long before the crevice ever appeared. Now the crevice isn't the only thing that happened at the end of the Witch Wars during the gloaming. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the cliffs actually are said to have come out towards the water a significant amount more than they are now. And a lot of them collapsed. Because the estate was right up close to the cliffs. So a lot of people lost their lives when those cliffs collapsed, from what I gather. And that was all, and then at the same time, the crevice was created, and the area a little further past the crevice that I think they call the slunky or something.
The
Slinks.
The slinks, that's it. That happened during this time as well. As far as the other neighborhoods in the area, the vast majority of them had been razed to the ground by the witches. So a lot of estates and a lot of families lost their lives, lost their livelihoods, and lost their homes. Just devastation and destroyed. But I think the wealthiest of all the families, all of them, the neighborhood was where that crevice is now.
Well, that is certainly something to think about. And you said sex magic?
All sorts of stuff, yeah. They,
I mean,
she says,
I'm glad
She's sitting
we're
on
all
Nikita's
comfortable.
arm.
let me fill that up for you, little one, and fills up your glass. And
Okay, then. So you
What
said
about
any
the,
other kind of ritual magics?
well, the society seemed to focus seemed to be on a lot of ancient knowledge that had been lost during the obliteration. I don't know. Nobody seems to actually know what it was all about, but it had something to do with our place in the multiverse and our relationship to other planes of existence. And
Oh my.
things that the people of high society thought rather pretentious and certainly didn't understand, let me tell you. There
Would
was
that have
rumor
also summoning? Summoning
that was
things?
that was something that was talked about and has been mentioned in regards to the society. The house itself is said to hold doorways to other planes of existence.
That's not good at all.
It's possible also that members of this society were frequently in Congress with beings from other worlds, but I don't know that for sure.
That's not good at all.
Some of the other loftier endeavors involved, to no one's surprise, archaeology and the discovery of certain artifacts they seem to focus on. Though one particular artifact does seem to come up again and again when discussing the the holdings and undertakings of both the Stradivernius family and the Statera in Omnibus, which supposedly did exist, though no one has heard any activity of them since the wars ended. The artifact that they seemed focused on and that they were incredibly interested in, I don't know anything more about it than the name. And the name was called Occam's Razor. And it was said that they thought that this artifact could bring peace and balance to the known world and all the other worlds as well.
Well, I suppose all possibilities being equal, that is the simplest solution, isn't it?
I guess one would hope.
Or you could just kill half the people, and there's more resources or some nonsense like that too.
If you throw down the gauntlet like
These-
that, I see what you mean.
There's no. Listen, if you think there's a simple solution to life's problems, there isn't. This just never is. Life's too complicated. That's why you get drunk and you try to forget about the problems. Box ho.
Is that
Speaking
the slogan
of
for your
getting
religion?
drunk, nah.
Whoa, hey now, don't touch. You don't know. I know.
Do you?
I'm just kind of leaning back into Nikita at this point.
Yep,
Hey,
Feeling
hey
it.
I got
BT,
you.
how many goblets of wine did you have there?
I think I
Oh,
had about
crap.
3, didn't I? Mr. G, did I have about 3?
Yes, you did, Butt Trumpet. You've had 3 goblets, and the professor's filling your goblet up again.
Wait, like
Well,
normal
with
Don't
both
have to
little
drink
goblet
size
hands.
goblets? Oh, does anyone?
Oh, but I
does
want
anyone
to.
know?
I very much want
Okay,
to.
just checking. Just checking.
Does anyone know if
what about
goblets
the-
process liquor different than other people?
We're about to
Yeah, here's
find
the
What
out.
is
question. How big in relative size to my body are the glasses that I am drinking?
That's what I'm worried about.
Each goblet's about the size of your head, I would say.
You've consumed
Perfect.
your body weight in wine.
Yeah, Nikita, you better hold on tight to me or I will probably be falling off.
Not a problem.
We need to get a
And I
package.
just think that you're hugging me, so I'm just kind of leaning into it and like putting my arms around your neck.
Okay.
You're nice.
Thank you. You
Okay.
are too.
I'm all about overindulgence, but I think she's reached her limit.
Yeah. Gaius, did you want to ask about your temples disappearing? Perhaps the professor
Oh,
knows
yeah.
about that? And the
Hey,
whole comet thing? And
So apparently, when the comet came to pass a little over a year ago, Professor, the individuals that were in charge of the Cleric of Rebels local chapter disappeared.
When you say disappeared, that could mean
Nobody
a lot of
noticed them go.
things.
Nobody
Okay.
noticed them leave. It wasn't like somebody was standing in front of a person and some witness saw them just evaporate or something. It was more of a couple days after the fact, somebody noticed that the church wasn't being tended anymore.
Okay, so they could just have easily had an employment dispute and all quit. Just
Oh,
saying,
yes,
I'm not
yes,
saying that's the
yes.
case, but that is a potential option.
Not at all. I just was curious if you were A, aware, and B, maybe being somebody who is kind of plugged in with the city itself, had heard a rumor or something, perhaps.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't truck much with the religions of the city. They've gotten a little dark for my taste, and I'm pretty
Oh,
open.
wow. You guys have a whole street to chaos here.
And it's popular.
That's
let me
not
tell
good.
you.
That I know it is. That is weirdly not good. And I'm a church person. And we embrace a lot of different things, but I mean, chaos. It's like, hey, let's embrace a death cult. Hey, Listen, everybody does it. You're going to get there sooner or later. Relax. You don't need to rush.
So sorry to say,
Come on.
I don't know about what happened to your church. If you could talk to any of the professors of theology, they might know a little better than me.
That's
I
what
did talk to
Forrest was.
I did talk
Oh,
to
is that what
Scherngal, but
he did?
yeah, he was,
But from a
he
long
was
time
retired.
ago. Do you know any current ones?
No, that's one of the schools I don't have a lot of dealings with. I'm sorry.
I have a quick question. If we've caught you outside of the university itself, how does one get in to talk to someone about something? You guys
well,
seem to have.
Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
You would have to have an appointment with a specific professor at a specific time. Well, wait a minute. Let me back up because that wouldn't apply to you because none of you are students.
Exactly.
And you
How
hear
about this? How does one
Eldred
become a
in the back kind of going.
Yeah, I was about to
Speak
ask.
up anytime, big guy.
How does one say for a friend become a student there, especially if they aren't like
Eldred
filthy
sticks up
rich?
his hand and goes, "I am said friend. How can I get in?" And she says, "Boy, you're a tall, quiet one, aren't you?" She said, "Okay, do you have any experience with the arcane arts?"
Oh, I could say he saved my posterior at least 5-8 times.
Eldred
using magic
says,
alone.
I have a bare minimum. I could probably pass an entrance exam if you have such a thing." And
He's
she
good
goes,
with fireballs.
she looks at you and goes, "Fireballs? That's not exactly a mere smattering."
Invisibility. He turns invisible
He
on
says
the
that
regular.
not really a fireball. It's some fire magic. And she goes, "Oh, okay."
How about the invisibility, bud? You do
I
that
don't.
all the time.
He looks at you and says, "I don't know what you're talking about."
You see, this is the shit he pulls. This is why I don't bring him up after time. He makes me think
They're
I'm
very
insane, but I'm
close
not.
friends, BT. Do not worry about them.
He says,
We're
How
the
you
tallest
doing?
of friends.
"You with the amount you drink, the fact that you don't realize I'm usually standing right behind you just baffles me. Although it does make
It's
me
bold.
realize that I'm taking enough baths." Okay, you two, your little squabble. Let you save that for elsewhere. You wanted to talk about the house and I think the secret society, right?
Da.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And
Yes.
And Annabella.
Da.
Oh,
As much
The
information
leader
as
of the
you know.
house. Yep.
Okay. Well, everything ended at the end of the wars, including the society, including the back half of the estate, which got sunk into the crevice, and unfortunately, including Annabella. One of the more extreme and one of the rumors regarding the society and its matriarch and the demise of both, but unsubstantiated, involves a witch mother and her armies. There's no proof to this. There's no documentation, but I have heard it from more than a couple sources that believe this wholeheartedly. That the witches supposedly had quite a number of reasons for coming to Seven Rivers. Its location was probably first and foremost. I mean, after all, Lakeport provided a lot of options for an army of any size. That and the castle, which at the time, had a reputation for being highly defendable. But one of the more outlandish suggestions is that the witch mother herself came to Seven Rivers to speak specifically to Arabella Stradivernius. No one knows why. No one knows if there's any truth to that rumor, although a lot of people have said it. But one thing is known for certain. When the wars finally ended and people eventually felt safe leaving the shelters of their home and the shelters of the cliff after the war's final events, and that was quite a while, let me tell you, there were a number of surprises waiting for them, and most of the most extreme ones in Seven Rivers were found in the eastern districts. Many of the districts, as I told you, had been razed to the ground, some laid waste by unknown means, some totally wiped off the face of the land. That is until they discovered the hole, the crevice, and the Stratavernius estate propped precariously on its edge. No other building within a few hundred feet remained standing in any direction around that crevice. So, when they ventured to check the house to check for survivors, what they found made many of them physically ill and more than a few of them scarred for life. They never even made it into the house, because there outside the house, hanging from a tree, was what was left of Arabella Stratavernius. Her fingers had been cut off, and so had been removed her eyes and her tongue, and the vacant orifices then sewn up and sewn shut. And I'm sorry, but I can't even bring myself to tell you of the other atrocities performed upon her body. I just can't. I'll be ill and won't sleep for days. Suffice it to say that none of the other members of the Stratera and Omnibus are known to have survived, and while none of their bodies were ever discovered, let's be honest, I don't think anyone even bothered to look. After all, this was the end of the war. There were far more important priorities than at this time, so ended the mysterious reign of the Stratera and Omnibus and its matriarch. There's a lot that we'll never know about any of them. And to be honest, until just now when you asked, I don't think anyone even cared.
So nobody's been inside that house since the Witch War.
People don't bring it up, and it never seems to be a topic. So what you say about forgetting about it seems very possible to me, because, as I said, you're the first people I've had come to me to bring it up ever, actually.
I wonder if there's some lingering magical protection, that stopped it from falling into said hole, and then is also removing it from people's notice.
Well, from what I understand, a good half of it did fall into the crevice.
Well, it's just strange that, around it, though, there was a lot more damage. The fact that half the house is even left is...
There is rumor that the half did not fall into the crevice, but had been spirited away somehow. That's another rumor, but that just seems ridiculous to me, so I don't put any faith in that and don't usually share it.
Well, I mean, they did dabble in dimensional magic.
Oh, those horses are horrible, aren't they? And I got thick walls.
Yeah. Oh, well, the certain dimensional magics, I believe.
Yes,
they dabbled in. Correct.
Supposedly, yeah. I don't know much about the secret society, but other than what I've shared with you, but.
Well, that will certainly be a thing if we head that way to look into, though. Oh, my. This has certainly been illuminating.
Yeah, it's a very good way of putting it, young man.
Mm-hmm.
We certainly appreciate your time, taking your time out to meet us.
It's not that often, as I've said, that I get a chance to have a discussion that involves the House of Balance. So, you piqued my curiosity and kind of gave me a little bright spot in my evening, so...
Well, if we head over there and live to tell the tale, we'll come back and let you know what has happened, perhaps.
Please do. And you know what? I'll let the boys out front know just to let me know if you arrive. So if I do that, please make sure you have news, because otherwise.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, we wouldn't bother you, Professor. I mean, I might just come back for the show.
Please
Just
do.
to-
You're welcome here anytime. And we have different bands all the time. Most of them are university students. Although we do occasionally get groups and individuals who travel around, especially up from the city-state. We've gone to be a bit of a
Ankh-Mar
travel
way?
point for them. The city-state, Ankh-Mar.
Mhm. Yeah, Ankh-Mar way.
Yeah.
Out Ankh-Mar way. Yeah, it's just some people say. I guess I am the only one who says it like that. Never mind. Ignore me.
And she says, "Obviously, you need this," and she fills up your whiskey glass again.
Ah, yes.
How are you doing, little one? Do you need a topper there?
Oh,
I very, very lethargically hold my glass out with both hands.
Okay, and she tops
And
that
that's a
off
negative.
for you.
I gently take
Oh,
it from
shit.
her and say, "Spasiba," and chug it.
no.
Put the
Oh,
glass back down.
She looks at you and says, "I would have been more than happy to give you your own."
It's all good.
Okay,
I make little grabby hands with my little goblin fingers.
very good,
But,
Peppermint.
but.
don't worry, BT.
You're doing
I'll get you more wine
wonderful.
later.
Aw, thank you. You're wonderful too. I just kind of nuzzle my face.
Oh my. Okay. Anyone else got questions for the good professor, or should we get out of here before BT
Is there an
starts regurgitating the
admissions
wine?
process Eldred should talk to?
Ah. You know what? She turns around to the desk, takes a sheet of paper, and takes a quill. That writes goes. It takes about 10 minutes writing. Folds it up, pours some wax on it, takes the seal, seals it, hands it to Elder, and says, "Give that to the door, and that'll at least get you in to talk to somebody. Consider it my thanks for making my evening a pleasant, interesting one."
Oh, Благодарю
Oh.
вас. Spasiba. Greatly
you.
appreciated, Professor.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's the least I could do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I actually do have some work to do because I have work for here, and I also have some papers I have to grade. So,
But of course.
such is the life of a professor.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. Hey, sorry, and I just I pick up the beret, give it a shake, and then put it back on at this point.
Very sharp, young man.
Thank you. It's my mom made it for me.
Oh, it's beautiful. Does she make hats
she's-
regularly?
Not exactly.
I was going to say, if she ever made any that sparkled, let me know. I'd be happy to buy one.
Yeah, I will.
Then you could be
I'll let her know.
sparkle top too.
That's a good one, little one.
BT.
Oh, shit.
Professor, do you happen to know a cartographer that we could chat with? We're
Oh, absolutely.
I mean-
There's a very reputable one who's not ridiculous like some of them. It seems as a very expensive business because you have to travel over all sorts, a lot of traveling and a lot of travel expenses involved. But there's one over over by the Black Cathedral. It's a section known as it's basically the artisan district. It's past the market and towards the cliffs, and not too far from Coin Kisser's Court.
Coin Kisser's Court.
Oh,
Coin Court.
it's the financial district. Actually, is what they like to call it, but everyone just calls it that. Coin Kisser's Court.
Coin Kisser's Court. kind
Oh,
Kieser's
you-
court.
You got BT stuck in a loop. How now, brown cow?
Okay.
Oh.
Thanks.
Like the
Thank
lick
you.
11
Does
lollipop.
anyone have a jug of water maybe she should start sipping on?
I
Or
have a
she's
jug of
going
wine.
to have a headache tomorrow.
It's too late for that.
I know, I'm just trying to help.
She's like 30% wine right now.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at percentages. Okay.
Am I trash
Financial-
now?
Oh,
Yes,
you
darling,
are.
you are-
No. Oh no.
No. You have We'll work on a better, more positive way to say that.
That's a good
You
point.
are.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
man.
something, all right. You're special right now. That's what you are. So, financial district, and that's the area we got to go. What's the name of the cartographer?
Oh, man.
Oh, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the name.
But in the financial district is where.
No, it's
this
past the
one
financial district.
Oh.
It's a little it's a neighborhood that's all artists. That's where they
Artists-
set up it's known as the
Artisan
artisan
district.
district to a lot of people. It's next to the Black
Yeah.
Cathedral.
So basically, I'm saying when I ask, where's the Black Cathedral? That's the closest location you've given us to this particular cartographer.
Correct. The Black Cathedral,
Right. Okay.
right next to Blackfriars, which is another necropolis here on the Western
I
District.
thought it was a sports bar and grill, but all right.
Prudence gets up, says, "Just leave the glasses. I'll have one of the boys take care of that." And
Thank
She
you
opened-
again.
oh, pleasure was mine. This was a very pleasant evening. Eldred walks to the door, turns to the professor, reaches out his hand, takes hers in his, and says, "Professor, thank you so very much," and holds up the letter and says, "You have no idea how much I appreciate this," and tucks in his robes and says, "Thank you so much. I words escape me." And she says, "It's my pleasure, young man. I hope it helps." He goes, "I do too." And then he goes out, and the minute the door opens up, you start hearing it's like an assault of air that of the beats just hitting you and kind of making
Ugh.
the inside of you vibrate.
Okay,
Hey,
I need
thanks
to
for the
get her
best wine
outside stat.
Thanks for the best wine I've ever had in the city. Sorry,
you're
I
very
guess we're
welcome.
making it weird.
It's okay. It happens.
What is the fastest way outside besides jumping out the balcony?
Well, if you jump
The
out the
stairs we
balcony,
just went
you'll be crowd surfing. So,
That won't
Crowd
be good either.
surfing?
Where's the back door?
oh, you're not going to go to the back door because that's through the kitchen and the storage. That's on the third floor. On the fourth floor, actually, I think, down from here. Anyway, it's ground level, and which is kind of the middle of the building. So if you go back out and go out the front door, you should have no problem. They'll let you out without a problem.
All
Go
right.
down these
Absolutely.
stairs. She points to the end of the balcony, and
Okay, I put
Okay, thank
BT
you.
on my shoulders. Hopefully
Okay.
she's doing all right.
Woo!
Woo! Woo!
I'm so tall!
That's right. Let's go.
Oh, don't jiggle her too much.
I'm not going
Don't.
to. She'll puke on me. Of course, I'm not going to.
I'm just saying, don't jiggle BT too much.
okay, so you head down the stairs. They let you out the door, and you're out into the city. Yes,
Can I quickly ask the ogre's name?
you certainly can.
Oh yeah.
On the way out,
Oh yeah.
on the way out, he's taking silver pieces from people, nodding, and said, and you ask him, and he says, "Oh well, my pleasure, little lady. Just call me Crom.
Crom?
That's my name."
Excellent. Spasiba. Thank you, Crumb. I hope to see you again soon.
I look forward to it. I dearly do.
I think he likes you.
I hope so.
Now you're out into the city again. And I think that would be the perfect place to call it an evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed the evening. We hope you enjoyed meeting Butt Trumpet, our new player, who's going to be with us from now on as a regular player and character amongst the friends. So let's tune in next week and see if this information means it helps the friends in any way if they go and inspect the house. In the meantime, tune in next week. Same Grognard time, same Grognard channel, same Grognard excitement. And most of all, with whoever you're with and with anything you do, be kind.